Hello! Welcome to my stables. I am the Chocobo Keeper, and this is the testing chamber, the final installment of the testing series. I am very excited to be playing with this. This is also a 2-for-1 for you guys. 2 videos on the same day. What the shit? So, let's get into it. I have no idea what's in this game. If it's like all the other ones where it's a yes, no, or a situational, I will always do the opposite in a second playthrough. I am very excited. Pre-game disclaimer. This experience is all about exploration and self-discovery. The testing chamber has many hidden mysteries to uncover if you so choose to take advantage of all it has to offer. Each time you enter a new chamber, your progress will be saved and you will be unable to return from whence you came. It is important to explore each area as much as you can while you can in order to get the most out of your experience. Some events throughout this experience can only be unlocked through exploration and finding hidden pieces to puzzles. If you move on from an area too quickly before finding these pieces, you may miss out on future opportunities to unlock secrets you come across later. We urge you to choose your actions wisely. It is recommended that you play this game in the dark while wearing headphones for full atmospheric effect and ambiance. You may play using a controller, keyboard, or mouse, and you may adjust your key bindings as you see fit in the options menu. Oh! So we're actually moving around! In the other 2 games, actually the 3, technically if you count the horoscope, it says WASD movement, but you never did anything. You just used the arrow keys and the enter button. You didn't really move around, so this is very exciting. We hope you enjoy your journey as it unfolds, and we wish you safe travels to the testing chamber. Memorial of the Fallen. The cold wind blows, making the pouring rain that much colder. The constant sting of heavy downpour is almost unbearable on your bones, as your tattered attire offers you little protection from the harsh elements. Firelight flickers wildly in the distance, beckoning you onward. Oh, look at me! I'm a little skull man! Oh, that's cute! Eastern Path, the Lady of the Scales. Western Path, the testing chamber. Huh? Oh! Okay, that's a thing. I'll just put that over there. Butterfly wings wanted. These winged beasts are an unwelcome plague in these lands. All butterflies are to be captured and plucked apart on sight. Ugh. Okay, it just repeats itself. Yeah, let me go! A large stone mausoleum stands before you. A solid stone door guards the entrance. You get the sense that if you decide to venture forward, there might be no coming back. What would you like to do? Let's walk away for now. Rest in peace. Mark Edwards. Forever loved, never forgotten. Rest in peace. Sean Williams. You will be eternally missed. A wooden grave marker tethered with rope sits before you. What do you want to do? Read it. Here rests Sloth. Time waits for no one. Time will pass with or without you. In a year from now, you can be a year ahead, or you can look back at your life a year prior and find yourself standing in the exact same position that you are right now. You don't have to want to move forward, but you do have to move. Sloth, my friend, is the enemy of greatness. Ooh! Um. Oops. Rest in peace, Sloth. Rest in peace. Felix Arvids. Always in our minds, forever in our hearts. Small butterfly flutters near you. It almost seems as though it wants to be caught. What would you like to do? I'm gonna walk away. Kitty! You notice a small cat-like creature wandering about aimlessly. What would you like to do? Pet the kitty. You reach down to inspect the tags that are securely fastened to the collar of the animal. It reads the name Lily Liz. You give Lily Liz a gentle pat on the head. I pet the kitty. A twinkling light radiates from a crystallized object nestled amongst the flowers. What would you like to do? Let's take it. You reach out and grab the twinkling object. It appears to be an encrusted flower petal, crystallized and preserved over time. You have acquired crystalline petal. Oh! You see a shadowy visage of royalty appear briefly out of the corner of your eye. You hear a faint whisper on the wind. The visage disappears just as quickly as it came. I wonder if that's destiny. If you remember in the testing 2, Hypothesis Rising, you were questioned by Destiny, and in the end credits, there's Destiny sitting on a throne. She loves me not. Meanwhile, beating the holy crap out of Choice. A sculpture of a woman holding a set of golden scales stands tall before you. As you gaze upon its architecture, you begin to get the sense that the lack of balance between the scales represents something within yourself. Maybe we need to find something to put in said doohickey. Oh! Can I not inventory? Oh, I am the Wanderer. That's kind of cool. Use it? Interesting. Oh, are we supposed to collect sins uncovered? Oh, the deadly sins! Okay. So apparently we need to look for pages. I really don't want to rip apart the butterfly. You know what? Let's see a butterfly. Let's save. A small butterfly flutters near you. It almost seems as though it wants to be caught. What would you like to do? You begin to pull apart the wings of the butterfly and stuff them into a small wooden lockbox for safekeeping. You've acquired butterfly wings. Learn to let go of things. Oh, a faint whisper. Learn to let go of things that no longer serve you a positive purpose, for it becomes the burden of dead weight that you shall carry with you from one problem to the next. A thumping noise can be heard from the wooden lockbox, as if something is trying to escape from within. Did the butterfly come back? Useful items. Alright, so let me save. See what that means. Butterflies collected. So we are supposed to collect the butterflies. Okay. Well, if this is the case, I'm going to switch to my controller. I will be right back. And we're back. So... I know there's something to do with this. Obviously, I feel like we need to balance the scales. I haven't seen any birds. Do I have a little sword? Looks like I have a little sword. A sword and a shield. That's kind of cute. Beautiful assortment of flowers are arranged to commemorate those who are no longer with us. Same thing. There's no point in looking backward. You're not going that way. Alright, this is just reclaiming the butterflies. A large iron flagpole stands tall and steady before you. A royal red banner flows freely in the wind, honoring the souls of the dead that lay beneath your feet. Urgh. The flames dance within the breeze. Your light flickers and dims wildly reignite with every breeze or gust of wind passing by. Alright, let's say one last time. Just in case. A large stone mausoleum stands before you. Solid stone door guards the entrance. You get the sense that if you decide to venture forward, there might be no coming back. What would you like to do? Open the door. You give the heavy stone door a solid push as it begins to open. The darkness emanating from the mausoleum is impenetrable. Something beckons you from within. Entrance to the testing chamber. The pungent smell of dirt and trapped rainwater floods the cavern air. You descend a rope into the unknown. Your game has been successfully saved. Rusted mining pick leans gently against the cavern wall. The handle is splintered and weak. The stone has surely seen better days, but its purpose has been served well. Are you able to come back up? No. Nothing is left here but a pile of processed stone and dirt. This vein has been stripped of all potential value. Butterfly. A small butterfly flutters near you. It appears to have a broken wing. What would you like to do? Pluck the wings. You begin to pull apart the wings of the butterfly and stuff them into a small wooden lockbox for safekeeping. You have acquired more butterfly wings. Others won't remember the most beautiful face, nor the most beautiful body. At the end of the day, they will remember the most beautiful heart and soul. The severed wings seem to be spasming even after they've been removed from the creature. A twinkling light radiates from a crystallized object partially buried in the dirt floor. What would you like to do? Dig it. You reach out and grab the twinkling object. It appears to be an encrusted flower petal, crystallized and preserved over time. You've obtained the crystalline petal. A shadowy visage of royalty appears briefly once again. You hear the same faint whisper, just the same as before. She loves me not. And once again, the visage disappears into the shadows from whence it came. Interesting. Can we check out these? A wide array of potions and elixirs fill the shelves, though they appear to be far past their expiration dates. A plethora of old books line the dusty wooden shelves. Most of the pages are disconnected from the spines, and the ink on the parchment has become illegible and lost to time. Malachus. You've come a long way to find this place, wanderer. Let's hope your search is not in vain. Behind me lies the testing chamber. If you wish to enter, I must warn you first. Upon entry, you will not be able to return. You will go deeper, and deeper, and deeper into the chamber. You will wander. You will search. You will be watched. And you will be judged. And as you delve deeper, you will be unable to return from whence you came. But most importantly, you will have the opportunity to find the answers you seek. However, all knowledge comes with a price, and you must reveal the darkest secrets you hold dear to an unseen force in which you know nothing about. Only then will you gaze upon the very reflection of your soul. Remember to take your time and explore every inch, every corner, every dark crevasse that exists within. Whatever you decide to put into the testing chamber will be exactly what you get out. Now go, Wanderer. Enter the testing chamber and claim what belongs to you. Okay, that's kind of cool. That was badass. I think that was it. Yeah. You're about to enter the testing chamber. You will be asked to make decisions and choices that cannot be undone. And in time, you will be asked a series of questions in which you must provide your darkest truths. Your honesty is of grave importance, for if you try to cheat your way through the testing chamber, the only person you'll be cheating is yourself. You will be asked to carry out a series of tasks. Some of these tasks will be rather simple. Some of these tasks will have you questioning yourself, questioning your morals, and above all else, questioning your resolve. The most important thing to remember is take your time. Do not rush. Keep your eyes peeled and senses alert for secrets hiding in plain sight. The testing chamber is home to many hidden events, unique experiences, and unknown entities. And before I let you go, just know this. Every move you make, every breath you take, I'll be watching you, Wanderer. May your journey be filled with the answers you seek. The welcoming room. Firelight flickers in the distance. You're unsure of where you are, but you get the sense that perhaps you shouldn't be here. Your game has been successfully saved. Alright. The rotten carcass of a swine rests atop the table. It appears to only be half cooked, as baked meat mixes with rotten, decayed flesh. An old, dusty clock sits on the wall. The hands of the clock have stopped and frozen on 1:11. An old journal made from thick animal skin parchment sits atop the wooden table. Oh, it has a list of questions with blank spaces. Let's walk away for now. Butterfly. A butterfly flutters near you. It's missing a few of its legs. What would you like to do? Pluck the wings. You begin to pull apart the wings of the butterfly, stuff them into the small wooden lockbox for safekeeping. You've acquired new butterfly wings. Sometimes, life refuses to give you things you wish for. It's not always because you don't deserve them. Oftentimes, it's because you deserve better, and you just can't see what life has in store for you. It gives its life for you, Wanderer. The butterfly wings didn't react the way they normally do. You gaze deeply into the mirror. You see no reflection. Were you a vampire? A twinkling light radiates from a crystallized object wedged into a small crack in the bottom of the stone wall. What would you like to do? Take it. Reach out and grab the twinkling object. It appears to be an encrusted flower petal, crystallized and preserved over time. You've acquired another crystalline petal. She loves me. My theory is... It says that, it depends on what we do. Every action has a reaction. I wonder if we leave the petal on She Loves Me, we'll get a good ending, and if She Loves Me Not, we'll get a bad ending. I'm very curious. A stone statue of a veiled woman stands tall before you. Her expression is cold and stoic. What would you like to do? Lay a token at the feet of the statue or walk away? What does this do? A dusty leather pouch resides here. What would you like to do? Walk away and save. Your decision has been noted. Okay, I thought that we couldn't open it again, so I kind of freaked out a little bit. Inside the bag rests a wisdom token. It floats into your pocket as if it belongs to you. Decisions were noted. Your mark has been left. That's new. It's empty. A penny for your thoughts. Interesting. Okay, what's it say about the cracked wall? A large crack lines the stone wall. Minor degradation has taken hold of the foundation and pillars, holding this room up. That's it. That's all we got. Interesting. Alright, let's lay the token at our feet. You lay the token at the statue's feet. You hear a voice echo in your mind. Lady Wisdom. Attraction plants the seed. Reflection grows our desire. Mirror the things we need. Flourish into what we admire. You have paid tribute and received a blessing of wisdom. Your decision has been noted. Your mark has been left. You hear glass shatter in the distance. The mirror. Oh, it's broken now. You gaze deeply into the mirror. Something begins to pull you in. Oh! The halls of purgatory. You somehow managed to find your way behind the mirror. How you got here is beyond your understanding, but the more important question you must ask yourself is just how are you going to find your way out? Yeah, because I didn't answer the book yet. Game's been successfully saved. I may have to reload. What can I say about this? As odd as it may seem, the welcome sight of the blood-soaked bed that rests on the dirty floor in the corner is almost comforting, but it's probably best not to rest in a place like this. Jesus. I don't have anything to say about this. That's a hole in the floor. I'm not going to go down there just yet. Before you stands an old iron gate. You try to open it, but the gate won't budge. You do not currently have the means to get through this gate. Your action's been noted. Oh, what's this? Is this little pigoo? It's Kitty! You notice a small cat-like creature wandering about aimlessly. What would you like to do? Pet the kitty. Lippy Lip. You reach down to inspect the tags that are securely fastened to the collar of the animal, then reads the name Lippy Lip. You give Lippy Lip a gentle pat on the head. Booter Flea. It gives off a mysterious glow. Imagine if you had given up the last time you felt like your whole world came crashing down. Think of all the amazing moments you would have missed. Wisdom has been granted. A twinkling light radiates from a crystallized object on the floor. A whistling noise seems to be coming from the object. What would you like to do? Take it. You reach out and grab the twinkling object. It appears to be an encrusted flower petal, crystallized and preserved over time. She loves me not. My goodness. A blood-stained altar stands before you. Upon the altar rests a tattered diary. A What would you like to do? Read from it. Your decision's been noted. Your mark has been left. First entry. We all grow frantic. We begin to panic. Impending doom looming over us now. Antagonistic antics. We grow manic. We spiral as we plummet towards the ground. We pray for the winged ones to come and save us from our fall. We pray to the watchful ones to guide us before we lose it all. We pray for sickness, health, greed, and wealth, mercy, or reprieve. All our prayers we shout in vain to a God in whom we don't believe. But we must ask this of you before you decide to go. There's just one thing we wonder, desperately wishing to know. Just what would you do if only you knew? The God you don't believe in doesn't even believe in you. Signed, the Madman. Well then. Interesting. A small rusty key rests on the page of the diary. I've acquired the rusted key. It's either to the chest or to the door. The cat's gone! Before you sits an old, rotted wooden chest. It appears to be locked tight. What would you like to do? Open the chest? You use a key to open the chest. The lock clicks open with a single turn, and the key turns to dust in your hand. Inside the chest rests a darkened vial of bubbling black liquid. It disappears from the chest within the blink of an eye, and somehow manages to find itself securely in the palm of your hand. Corrosive. Interesting. Kitty. Before you... Oh. You throw the bottle of corrosive at the iron gate. It disintegrates. Your decision's been noted. I am enjoying this so far. Oh, pig carcass. Blood-soaked doll sits in the darkened corner of the room. Her eyes are fixated on you and seem to follow you wherever you move. It almost looks as though its head moves slightly, but it could just be your mind playing tricks on you. This is the doll we've seen in the first two games, sitting on the bed. Upon closer inspection, you notice the doll is wearing a ring around one of her bloody fingers. What would you like to do? Take the ring. You reach down and carefully pull the ring off the doll's finger. You've obtained Dolly's ring. It's a relic. That's new. To the words, "My dearest Annabelle," is engraved on the inner band of this golden ring. There appears to be a slight spattering of blood coating the ring in various places. An old rusty clock sits on the wall. Dried blood seems to have found a home upon its case. The hands of the clock and stopped frozen on 2:22. Rope. Bloody noose. An old noose sits on the table. Thick layers of dried blood cut the old, dusty rope. Flakes of crimson begin to crumble off the noose and onto your hands, absorbing sweat and melting to your fingers like thick, sticky paint. What would you like to do? Hang myself upon the highest pillar! Oh my! No, we're just gonna take the noose with. You take the old, dusty noose with you. Flakes of crimson coat your fingers and stain them red. Acquired the old news. Book. An old journal made from thick animal skin parchment sits atop the wooden lit table. It has a list of questions with blank spaces. Okay, so we need to do the book before we continue. I think it was this one. Yes. Okay. Right. Alright, this was before I had the token, so let's do the book before we forget. Fill in the blank. Where's my writing utensil? Here it is. You begin to read questions from the journal. You ink your answers upon the pages using a vial of crimson liquid that sits next to the book. Do you have any obsessions that you would consider to be unhealthy? I do not, but it's taken me a while to write this down. There we go. If you were on a jury, would you be willing to convict someone of a crime that you feel shouldn't even be illegal? No. Well, convict someone of a crime that you feel shouldn't even be illegal. I mean, there's a lot of rules and laws that are really dumb, but unfortunately, we still have to follow them. And if they're guilty of that crime, then yeah, I mean, if one of your vital organs was damaged beyond repair and one of your closest family members offered to give you a transplant, however, it would mean sacrificing their life in the process to do so, would you accept their offer? No. If you were offered one item of your choosing, whatever it is you'd wish it to be, but in order to obtain it, you had to put on 100 pounds of body weight and then lose all 100 pounds within the next year, would you do it? Nah, I wouldn't. If you knew the love of your life would get dementia and lose all memory of who you were in 5 years from now, would you continue to pursue a relationship with them, at least up until they've forgotten who you were? Yeah, I would. Would you trade everything you have in life, as it currently stands, for a brand new life of your choosing? No. Would you consider yourself to be warm-hearted? Yes. Do you believe you have a dark mind? Yes. Would you say that you have a dark sense of humor? Yes. If an alien race took over planet Earth, would you join them and betray the human race if it meant your survival? I mean, no, I don't think I would. Would you consider yourself to be a loyal person? Yes, even to a fault. Do you believe that freedom is the most important aspect of life? No, I don't think it's the most important. If you knew that a meteor headed for the Earth and it would mean the extinction of the human race, would you board a space shuttle and head to a colony on Mars? Yeah, I don't see why not. Do you ever wonder if there's someone out there who's almost exactly like you in nearly every conceivable way? Do you ever get the sense that you're being watched even when you're certain that you're alone? Sometimes, so I guess that's considered yes. You finish inking your final answer into the journal. The crimson ink begins to swirl and form symbols on the pages where you've provided your answers. The final page of the journal appears to be considerably torn. It also seems to be made of a different parchment material than the rest of the journal. Perhaps this will be of use. You've acquired a torn journal page. Your decisions have been noted. Your mark has been left. How do you feel, Wanderer? What is it like to traverse these halls? Perhaps I should ask you that question again once you've seen what's in store for you. Alright, so we're going to save. Just because... Alright, so we're going to save because I want to see what happens if we take the news and hang ourselves off the highest pillar. I just want to see what'll happen. Your decision has been noted. Your mark has been left. You'll find a dilapidated pillar sturdy enough to support your weight and string yourself up. The noose wraps around your neck and the rope stretches tight as you begin to suffocate. The halls of purgatory. You came back. You must carry the weight of your choices upon your shoulders. No matter how heavy a burden they may be, you will bear them all the same. Interesting. Is the news still there? Oh, it is! That is cool. Take it with. Alright. Book time! It has a list of questions with blank spaces for answers to be written. What would you like to do? Fill in the blanks. Begin to read the questions from the journal. You ink your answers in a vial of crimson sitting next to the book. Do you have a favorite number? No. Do you have a favorite color? No. We go through phases. Do you have any superstitions you genuinely believe? No. Life is short. Do you agree with this statement? Yes. Have you ever cut anyone out of your life completely? Oh, I have done multiple times. Gotten multiple people out. Have you ever felt like you've deserved a second chance? Do you believe that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to? You know what? This is a repeat question from the first one, and just because you think you can do it doesn't mean that you physically can, so I'm going to say no again. Would you say that you would put a high personal value on family? Yes. Have you ever felt unloved? Yes. By people long, long ago. Have you ever felt unwanted? Yes, by those same people who, ironically, I've cut out of my life for over 10 years ago. Damn. 10 years is a long time. Do you ever wonder if anyone is thinking about you? Yeah. I know that people think about me a lot. Do you think about others often? Yes. Would you say that you're a considerate person? Yes. Do you ever feel like others don't always consider your feelings? Yeah, I can say that. Do you ever feel undervalued? Yes. You finish inking your final answer into the journal. Crimson ink begins to swirl and form symbols on the pages where you provided your answers. The final page of the journal appears to be considerably torn. It also seems to be made of a different parchment material than the rest of the journal. Perhaps this will be of use. You got the torn book page. I'm sorry, torn journal page. Your decision's been noted. Your mark's been left. Time to go through the hole. Gaping maw, the stillness, the silence, the abyssal darkness in the depths below. You wonder how deep it goes. You hear what sounds like breathing down below, as if there's something lurking in the darkness. Can't help but wonder just what might be gazing back at you from below. What would you like to do? Leap into the maw, feed the maw, walk away. You know what? We'll walk away. Save. I wonder if we can feed it. You toss the noose into the maw. It quakes feverishly with hunger. The abyssal appetite of the gaping maw is unsated. The abyss wants more. It always wants more. An endless, unfillable void that consumes you in every way imaginable. Is this gluttony? Oh, it ate me! Living is the hardest thing we'll ever choose to do, Wanderer. Your decision has been noted. Your mark's been left. You find yourself in an unknown chamber. A sense of calm washes over you, though you're unsure of whether or not to trust in that belief in fleeting comfort. The game's been saved. Alright, we're gonna load. And we're just gonna leap in. Skip, 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 skip. Let's sleep. Your decision's been noted. Your mark's been left. You foolishly leap into the abyss. You're not falling. You're floating in nothingness. You can't see anything. You can't taste, smell, or even feel anything at all. The only thing that you can hear is the sound of your soul being slowly masticated, devoured by every regret you've ever had. Endless potential, picked apart and swallowed by the fears that consume you. Oh, those noises. Eki. Your recklessness will be your eternal suffering. You cannot put a leash on your impulsiveness. You will leap blindly again and again and again until there's nothing left worth saving. Is this the life you've wished for? Is this all you've ever wanted it to be? We both know the answer to these questions, Wanderer. Huh. I wonder if these affect an ending as well, like you choose to just be... Well, at this point, unalivable, I guess, because you can't say the other thing that involves your own demise by your own hand, which I think is dumb. So, yeah, so I have a feeling we might be... That might hurt us in the end. We'll have to see. If there are multiple endings, then, yeah, I'll, replay this. I don't mind doing so. I mean, I already intend to doing an opposite, run through. Game saved. And there's a butterfly right here. Small butterfly flutters near you. A strange, unfamiliar glyph appears on one of the wings. What would you like to do? Life goes on, one way or another. Like it or not. You can choose to dwell in the past. You can focus on the future you still have left. Life will go on, with or without you. A life, or a blessing. Oh, it's the clock. What's the clock say? There's a hole in the bottom of the case where a critter might have made its home at one point. Where's it on 3:33? Before we do anything, an old journal from the book. Fill in the blanks. Would you consider yourself to have an addictive personality? No. I thought we already answered this. Would you consider yourself to be impulsive at times? Yeah, sometimes. Would you consider yourself to be abnormal? Yes. To your knowledge, have you ever been tricked or deceived by someone you care for? Yep, a long time ago, again. Would you say that you sometimes have... Let's try that sentence again. Would you say that you sometimes have a difficult time letting things go? Yes. Do you forgive easily? No. Well, sometimes. It depends on the situation, so we'll just say yes. Would you consider yourself to be a liar? No. When someone lies to you, does it feel like an insult to your intelligence? No, it's an insult to my respect and my feelings for them. Would you consider yourself to be a realist? Yes. Do you have nightmares often? Yes. Would you say that you enjoy sleep? Oh yeah. Who doesn't? Do you ever wish that you didn't have to sleep? Sometimes. I could get a lot more done if I didn't have to sleep. Would you consider yourself to be an anxious person? No. Would you consider yourself to have a depressive personality? Yeah, I can get depressed sometimes. Would you consider yourself to be traumatized from past events that have occurred in your life? Yeah, you could say that. You finish inking your final answer into the journal. The final page of the journal appears to be considerably torn. It also seems to be made of a different parchment. Blah, blah, blah. Torn journal page, yay. A sealed envelope sits atop the wooden table. What would you like to do? Open it. You open the envelope and reveal what's inside. It's a handwritten letter addressed to seemingly no one. It reads, "To whomever this may concern. I came here looking for answers. What I found, however, was far more than I had bargained for. I urge you to turn back now and leave this place, for it has already claimed too many desperate souls, seeking answers to questions that ought not be asked. If I can do one good deed with the last moments of my life, then let it be to leave this warning for the next poor, unfortunate soul who may find themselves wandering these halls. Turn back now. Sometimes questions are better left unanswered. Signed, a friend." Put the note back in the envelope and leave it on the table. Interesting. Leafy planter sits on the table in the corner of the room. It looks as though it's been freshly watered. As you look closer, you notice that there's a 4-leaf clover among the leaves of the plant. What would you like to do? Take the clover. You carefully pluck the clover out of the plant. Woo! Sheeny. Twinkling light radiates from a crystallized object that's been tucked into a shadowed divot within the stone floor. What would you like to do? Take the petal! She loves me. What's this? A crystal ball sits atop the blood-stained table. It gives off an eerie, dark energy. What would you like to do? Walk away and save. Let's rub into it. You press your hand firmly against the crystal ball. It feels cold to the touch. Suddenly you feel something inside your hand. When you pull your hand away, a wisdom token is revealed. You've acquired the wisdom token. The sound of a door unlocking can be heard at the distance. Crystal ball sits atop and no longer gives off energy of any kind. Okay, now I'm curious. Peer into it. You gaze deeply into the crystal ball. It begins to radiate a dull light. Something deep within the crystal ball begins to rise to the surface. A wisdom token begins to push its way through the crystal and the glass reseals behind it. Oh, so either way I get a token. Before you stands an old wooden door with an iron handle. Once you venture through a door, wanderer, you will be unable to return. Make sure you're ready to depart before you continue onward, and tread carefully. Would you like to open the door? A large heavy chair sits against the stone wall. It appears to be made of clay and feels cold to the touch. But it's saying... what? Well, save again. There's nothing wrong with saving a whole bunch of times, and usually when there's a choice, you head left. Once the watcher says his spiel, you give the wooden door a heavy push. A lapse in time. Familiar room surrounds you, yet it brings an unfamiliar feel. The game's been saved. Butterfly, come here. Small butterfly flutters near you. One of its wings has been severed. You begin to sever the sole wing of the butterfly and stuff it into a small wooden box. Sometimes, silence gives more answers than anything you could ever ask for words. Can you feel their pain, wanderer? Can you hear the agony through their silence? Oof. An old dusty clock sits on the wall. A ticking noise can be heard from within, yet the hands seem to be unmoving. The hands have stopped on frozen 444. Well, at least I know I'm doing things in the right order here. That's chained. Oh, paper. Various notes are scattered across the table, though upon closer inspection, they appear to be written in a strange language you've never seen before. That's it? Okay. Oh! Very well. Let's not forget to do this, just in case. Let's fill in the blanks. Have you ever felt like your friends and family have been keeping things from you? No. Have you ever felt lost in life? Beforehand, but not now. Are you confident in your ability to lead people in a successful direction if a situation required it? No. Would you sometimes consider yourself to be a follower? Yes. Have you ever dreamt of being a hero? Have you ever considered being the villain? No. Have you hurt someone's feelings unintentionally? Yes. Have you hurt someone's feelings on purpose? No. Would you consider yourself to be an artist of some sort? Yes. Do you feel respected in your day-to-day life? No. Let me tell you some of my work horror stories. Would you consider yourself to be scarred? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be flawed? We all are flawed. It's what makes us human. Do you believe in perfection? No. If you knew your significant other was going to die, would you tell them? Oh, no, when your significant other was going to die. No, because that would put a lot of pressure on them and they would just be focusing on that and not enjoying their life. Have you ever trusted someone with your darkest secret? Yes. You finish inking your final answer into the journal. The crimson ink swirls and strange symbols appear. Blippity. It's torn. It's made of different material. So we need to open up that thing somehow. That chest. A twinkling light. wooden grave marker tethered with rope sits before you. What do you want to do? Read it. Here rests lust. Lust would choose to keep the body and get rid of the soul. Love would choose to keep the soul and happily accept whatever body comes with it. There exists few diseases quite so destructive as lust. And now she's gone. Before you stands an old wooden door. How do we open this? An old wooden chest rests before you, locked and chained shut. A handprint appears to be carved into each side of the chest, along with a set of words. The two words are as follows: dream and nightmare. What would you like to do? I just want to see what happens. I want to see what happens with nightmare first. The chain on the chest breaks with a loud metal clank. The contents of the chest are yours for the taking. You acquired a tiny skull. You made your decision, Wanderer. Keep this with you as you continue your journey, for it will be of importance to you as you gaze upon your reflection. Aw, that's cute. I wonder what it says. Tiny skull. Tiny skull belonging to a seemingly small dead creature rests in your hands. It feels brittle. Aww. Okay, now I'm gonna load. Oh, maybe I should have, like, not saved over the first file, so that way I could have went through the right door. Oh boy. You know what? I'll make a note here. Take right door. Play through 2. There we go. Alright, now we're gonna do dream, see what happens. Place your hand on the dream. The chain on the chest breaks with a loud metal clank. The contents of the chest are yours for the taking. Required an angel's feather. You've made your decision, Wanderer. Keep this with you as you can check. The lady with the scales! Lady of the Scales. Back at the very beginning. We did... left last time. Oh, wait. We forgot to do the wisdom token. A stone statue of a veiled woman stands tall before you. Her face is splattered with blood. What would you like to do? Lay a token at the feet. You lay a token. You hear a voice echo in your mind. It is best to judge one by the questions they ask, rather than the answers they give. You paid tribute and received a blessing of wisdom. Decision's been noted, your mark's been left. The sound of a door unlocking can be heard in the distance. Is there like more than one door in here? Well, last time we went left, so let's go right this time. Yes. Give the one door a push. Old friends die hard, and that is a nasty sounding growl. Take left door. Play through 2. A faint growl can be heard briefly in the distance. It fades just as quickly as it came, and you wonder if you even heard it at all. The game's been saved! An old dusty clock sits on the wall. Initials Triple T are carved into the top of the case. And it's a clock of stopped and frozen at 5:55. Book. Begin to read the questions. Would you consider yourself to have a great deal of empathy? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a romantic soul? Yes. Do Do you ever make reckless decisions that you Do you ever make reckless decisions that you later end up regretting? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be nosy? No. Do you ever sing when no one is listening? Yes. Do you ever feel like you can't be yourself in front of others? No. Do you trust everyone in your social circle entirely? Yes. Would you say that you've had a happy childhood? The problem is they don't have a sometimes or a on the fence answer. When I was with my mom, yes, I had a great childhood. But when I was with my biological dad, the nicest way I can put it, it was a living hell. So unfortunately, I have to say no. Could you be happy in life even if no one knew who you were? I mean, it'd just be starting over. Just like you go to a new school, no one knows who you are. You move to a new neighborhood, no one knows where you are. Knows who you are. But it's saying no one, so my parents wouldn't know me, my boyfriend wouldn't know me. Yeah, no, I can both know. Would you be happy being a performer for a living? I'd say yeah, because I was actually considering of being a professional musician, and I realized that it was a very cutthroat business. And if you think about it, being a YouTuber is kind of like being a performer, so there you go. And it's an easier platform for great communities and just for people to be themselves. Do you typically avoid big parties or social gatherings? No. I'm just not invited to them. Do certain words make you uncomfortable? Yeah. Do you enjoy solving riddles? Yes. Do you ever look for deeper meaning in things? Yes. Do you ever suffer from auditory hallucinations? No. You finish inking your questions or your answers into the journal. Blah blah blah, same stuff as always. Alright, so there's a door. Did I miss this butterfly? It's covered in a viscous green liquid. It's important to love and appreciate those who saw you when you were all but invisible to everyone else who gazed upon your being. Do you enjoy the soft sound of their supple wings snapping as you pluck them from its body? Oh God. Are we not supposed to be taking their wings? A pile of tattered scrolls sits in a heap, piled high in the corner of the room. What would you like to do? Let's read from it. You select a scroll from the pile and begin to read from it aloud. Was this a fucking Necronomicon? You're interrupted by the sound of a monstrous guttural bellow coming from the very walls that surround you. Perhaps these scrolls aren't meant to be read. So there's two doors here. Teddies! Help. Twinkling light. There's a puddle of green ooze slowly nearing the object, but it has not yet made physical contact. Take the object. She loves me. Oh, I can walk in it. Steel keg seems to be bleeding a profuse amount of green ooze. The liquid is quite viscous and smells of alcohol. Is it absinthe? You notice that the small glass vial sits within the alcoholic sludge. What would you like to do? Take it. Carefully put the vial from the sludge and pocket it. Vial of toxicity. Alright, we're gonna save. Three bloody bears sitting in a row. Who do they belong to? Where are they to go? Red's missing an eye, which makes it hard to see. Blue's missing a mouth, which makes it hard to breathe. Black's missing a heart, which makes it hard to care, as three bloody arrows reveal the bloody bears. What would you like to do? Black has no heart, blue has no mouth, red has no eye. I like the color black though. Reach out and touch the bloody black bear. You feel something hard protruding from its abdomen. You reach your hand into the bear's stomach. A wisdom token forms into the palm of your hand. Woo! Cool! Alright. So we got a left and a right door. Right. Alright. We'll do left again. Make a note here. I need to actually make this on another sheet of paper because it's starting to crowd up my notes here for my answers. So, 3. Take right door. 4. Take the left door. Room 5. Take the right door. Choose red or blue. Ew. What's gushing? It's making gushy noises. You hear sounds of flesh being ripped from the bone, pulled apart, and devoured somewhere in the room. It seems to be coming from a darkened corner of the chamber, just out of firelight. A deep, guttural bellow can be heard amidst the tearing of meat and snapping of bone. You stand perfectly still as not to draw attention to yourself as you listen attentively. Chewing abruptly ceases and something's to be shining in the distance. It catches your eye briefly before fading. Game's been saved. Small butterfly. Aw, singed and scarred. Oh god. Some treat others how they are treated. Some treat others how they wish they had been treated. The feel of their wings wiggling in their fingers. It's intoxicating, is it not? I'm feeling this is a bad idea now, so I'm gonna make a note to preserve the butterflies next playthrough. Preserve butterfly. Should be a clock somewhere. Oh. Something is reflecting firelight and giving off a slight glimmer from between the broken tiles on the floor. Inspect it. Reach out and grab the glimmering object. It's caked in dirt except for a slight metallic edge. Grab the object between your fingers to clean off the mud. A wisdom token! Interesting. Alright, let's look at the clock. There should be a large crack going down the center. The hands of the clock has stopped on 1:23. Interesting. No journal. Do you believe that you do enough to help others in need? I think I do. Do you believe that you can rely on those around you to take care of you if need be? Yes. Do you ever see things that aren't really there? Sometimes. Have you ever been woken up from a deep sleep from the sensation of falling? Oh, yeah. I hate those dreams. It scares the shit out of me and the cats. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Do you agree with this statement? No. Have you lied to someone within the last week? No. Do you sometimes make promises that you just can't keep? No. Would you consider yourself to have a guilty conscience? No. Do you often worry about others? All the time. Do others often worry about you? All the time. Have you ever trusted someone entirely without question? No. Would you consider yourself to be emotional? Yes. Oh, you know what? Well... Oh, I answered that last question wrong. I thought it meant, like, right off the bat, like, as soon as you meet somebody. That should have been a yes. God nabbit. Do you ever feel the presence of someone in the room with you, even when you're alone? Yes. Do you believe that everything in life will work out exactly the way it's supposed to? No, trust me. Do you ever hear random knocking noises around you? Sometimes. You finish inking your final answers into the journal. Oh, well-timed game. Well-timed. Sorry, just marking my book. Oh! Did you see that purple flash at the top when I did the book? Across the skeletal remains of what appears to be a recent snack for some voracious creature. Torn pieces of flesh cling to the bones, but there's not much left of the corpse to inspect. The bleeding remains emit a great deal of warmth, but suggest that this unfortunate victim was eaten while they were still alive, most likely within mere minutes of your arrival in this chamber. Ah, okay, it just repeats itself. Shiny! Hear whispering coming from the shadows whenever you gaze upon the object. She loves me not. A small ritualistic altar rests on the dirty floor. Coins sit among the candles, all surrounding a picture of a mirror. Among the coins, you notice that there's one in particular that's only half a coin. What would you like to do? Walk away. Let's get the wisdom token first. Her eyes fixate on you. Lay a token at the feet. You hear a voice echo in your mind. Character and reputation are two different things. Pay attention to your character, for that is what you are. Your reputation, however, is what others think you are. You'd be wise to pay attention to the difference. Alright, so let's take the half coin. You pull the half coin out from the pile surrounding the picture. You've acquired left half coin. Interesting. Okay. So now I need to take the right door. Putrid stench emanating from somewhere in this room permeates your nostrils and makes you retch violently. The game's been saved. So there's a door and a book. Book and a rotting plate of God knows what sits on the filthy, blood-splattered floor. Maggots crawl in and out of the rotting refuse and flies swarm in a heap. What would you like to do? Just walk away. This is probably for the best. What's the clock say? You can see the reflection of the room in the case of the clock. However, you cannot see your own for some odd reason. The clock has stopped in prison on 3/21. To the book. No journal. Would you consider yourself to be reserved? No. Would you consider yourself to be unstable at times? Do you ever feel like you're constantly having to defend yourself to others? Yeah. Have you ever stood up for someone who you probably shouldn't have? Stood up for somebody? Probably, at some point in my life. Has anyone ever stood up to you during a time where you were in the wrong? Yeah. I don't fault them for it. Would you give your life to save someone else's, even if that person might not deserve it? Who are we to say you deserve to live, you deserve to die? Honestly, like, not even doctors do that. Like, look at your people addicted to drugs that are constantly going into the ER to get Narcaned because they OD'd. You know, doctors don't get to be like, oh, he's ODing, okay, we'll let him die. No, doctors have taken an oath, regardless of their situation. They have to save the people to the best of their abilities. They don't get to choose, oh, you live, oh, you die. You know, even the court system, look at the sentences that judges give out. A lot of states don't believe in the death penalty, so people will just stay in prison for the rest of their lives until they naturally die in prison. Who are we to say that people deserve to live and people deserve to die? I mean, we're not gods. We're not higher powers. Do you value other people's happiness over your own? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be selfish at times? Honestly, I say I'm being selfish and everyone else says that I'm not. It's just being normal, but there have been a couple times where it's like, yeah, I'm doing this because I'm selfish. Would you consider yourself to be selfless at times? Yes, most of the time. Do you ever feel like others judge you without getting to know you? Yeah, sometimes. Do you typically make friends with people who are very similar to you? Yeah. Would you consider yourself to be a loner? Not anymore. I have very good friends. Would you consider yourself to be shallow at times? No. Do you ever judge a book by its cover? Nope. Do you ever feel manic at times? No. You finish inking your answers into the journal. I like how these questions are broken up into smaller segments than just sitting for 1-2 hours at a time, answering all the questions. And it's a nice break. Alright, so we got another door. Room 7. We're gonna take the left door when we are done exploring. cross. A wooden grave marker tethered with ropes sits before you. What do you want to do? Let's read it. Rest in peace. Envy. Jealousy and envy are our internal consciousness and confession of our own inferiority, and an admittance of another's superiority for what is we feel we ourselves are lacking within us. Sheeny. Upon closer inspection, it appears to be covered in blood. She loves me. Small butterfly. It doesn't put up much of a struggle as you're attempting to capture it. You begin to pull apart the wings. You can't love who you are if you hate how you got here. Do you understand how fortunate you are, Wanderer, to be you instead of them? Oh, we got a safe chest. Well, an old wooden chest going through a chain. What are the words? Food and water. Interesting. Let's do water first. A glass bottle of water. Interesting. And then we'll go with food after this. Contents are yours. Baked bread. Interesting. A decrepit wooden bucket sits on the dirty floor. There's a note sitting at the bottom of the bucket. On further examination, you notice a crude dagger alongside the note. The note itself reads no sacrifice, no entry. What would you like to do? Well, we did just save. Let's cut myself with the dagger. It's funny, we're a skeleton, we have fat flesh. You press the crudely shaped dagger against the palm of your hand and close your fingers around the blade until you feel the sharp pain of your flesh being severed. Warm blood begins to flow freely from the palm of your hand and fill the bucket. As the bucket fills with blood, something floats to the top. A wisdom token presents itself as the bucket fills to the brim. Acquire the token. Yeah, we're a skeleton and we bleed. Alright then, so I guess we're a revenant instead, or a revenant? Alright, so we need to take the left door. You're not alone. You hear the sound of small critters scurrying around in the darkest corners of the room. The game's been saved. Small shard of glass is embedded in its wing. You're not given a good life, nor a bad one. We are, however, most certainly given a life. Imagine if that were you on the other end, as your arms were ripped from your body. Ooh. I mean, I already feel bad. Come on now, dude. An old dusty clock sits up on the wall. A wooden case is splintered and falling apart. The hands of the clock are stopped at 12:34. Okay. It's almost entirely covered with sticks, leaves, and other debris that was most likely collected by a critter of sorts. What would you like to do? appears to be a small opening in the bottom corner of the stone wall. What would you like to do? Let's look into it. As you attempt to look into the hole, you hear the squeaking of a small critter hiding in the darkness. Does it appear to want to come out, and your hand is much too large to fit into the hole? The fuck? A loud crashing noise can be heard, along with what sounds like the cries of an unknown creature somewhere in the room. Oh my. Here's the book. Have you ever feared what may lurk in the dark as you're trying to sleep at night? Yes, I am afraid of what's in the dark, not of it. Do you find that you get bored easily when you're on your own? No. Do you often find ways to keep yourself entertained? Yes. Would you say that you're someone who enjoys their own company? I guess? Guess that means, like, are you fine with being by yourself? So, yeah. Do you typically get along well with others? For the most part. Would you consider yourself to be stubborn? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be argumentative? No. Are you usually right when it comes to disagreements? Probably not. Would you consider yourself to be egotistical at times? No. Have you ever had an inflated opinion of yourself? Did you even have to ask? No. Have you ever had a low opinion of yourself? Yeah, I've said this multiple times. Do you typically have a low opinion of others? No. Does meeting new people make you anxious? Yeah, a little bit. Have you ever fantasized about living in a world all by yourself? No. Would you consider yourself to be the center of your own universe? God, no. You finish writing in the journal. This veiled woman stands tall, and there's a shard of glass in her hands. Understanding requires much more depth than knowledge. Perhaps many know you, but how many understand you? A pool of blood has formed on the floor where you stand. The mirror on the wall seems to have been shattered by some unknown entity. Alright, so it looks like we're taking the right door this time. A faint sound of music can be heard coming from somewhere in the room. The game's been saved. Whenever you look upon the twinkling object, you can faintly hear a piano note played in the distance. She loves me. A pile of bones rest carefully stuffed into the broken stone wall. Various insects and critters scurry between the skeletal remains of some poor, unfortunate soul. Among the bones, an old, worn, tattered piece of parchment rests crumpled and rolled. What would you like to do? Let's take it. You reach your hand into the wall and wrap your fingers around the parchment before quickly yanking it out. You have acquired a treasure map. X marks the spot on this old-headed treasure map that's clearly seen better days. It seems to want to take you to an unknown island you've never heard of. Its wings are caked in a clay-like substance. I mean, we've already started with the butterflies, so... You are worthy of the love that you bestow upon others. I envy you, Wanderer. Truly, I do. The musical note appears to be carved into the bottom of the clock's case. The hands of the clock have stopped at 3:45. I won't do anything until I answer the questions. Do you ever take dangerous or unnecessary risks, even when the reward probably isn't worth the consequences? No. Do you ever do things for the thrill or the adrenaline rush that the activity gives you? I mean, yeah, it's called amusement parks. If you knew that your death would be the fault of your significant other, and the only way to avoid your death was to break contact with them forever, would you do it? No, I couldn't. I love him too much. If you could know the death dates of everyone you care about, would you want to know? No, I would not. Would you consider yourself to be a jealous person? No. Would you consider yourself to be insecure at times? Yes. Would you say that you do well under pressure? Yes. Have you ever considered leaving Earth forever? Do you ever pray? Yes. If you could travel back to a previous period in time, would you? Yes, as long as I do not change history. If you could fast forward your life without having to currently live it, would you? No, why rush it? Do you believe in true evil? If I could get it down on the paper. Yes. It's better to kill than be killed. Do you agree with this statement? Yes. Is there someone in your life that you currently that you fear? No. In your knowledge, has anyone ever been afraid of you? Not that I know. You finish inking your final answers. As I make notes in my own mind. An old organ rests against the stone wall. It's caked in thick cobwebs. Spiders skitter quickly across the keys. What would you like to do? Play it. You place your hands on the dusty, spider-infested keys and begin to play a few notes. As you continue to play notes, you hear the distant sound of a violin playing along with you, coming from somewhere in the darkness. Okay, I didn't know if there was more to that. That's why I didn't try moving. A dusty clay vase sits on the ground before you. When you peer into it, the bottom appears to be shrouded in darkness. What would you like to do? Walk away, save. What happens if we reach into it? Reach your hand into the vase and feel something at the bottom. Grip it firmly and retrieve it. Wisdom token. Possessions been made. The left door, so we're taking the left this time. The library. The distinct aroma of old musty books sweeps across the room. The game's been saved. Cobwebs envelop the tomes and many of their pages no longer remain intact. There appears to be one book left on the shelf that's in noteworthy condition and it just might be legible. What would you like to do? Read it. You flip through pages of the well-kept book until stopping on a page of something of interest to you. It appears to be a handwritten page of some sort, perhaps a journal or diary. Perhaps it's just an open letter to anyone who may find it. It reads as follows. I don't know who's going to read this. Hell, I've barely touched anything in this place since I got here. A few things I've come to realize since I've been trapped in these halls. For starters, it appears that there are foul magics at play here. I found grisly, ritualistic altars, human sacrifices, half-eaten corpses, mass graves of nameless bones, and worse. If you can even imagine worse, that is. I've also met a few other wanderers in my journey through these halls. I've shared a few words and have had some knowledge bestowed upon me. I helped a woman escape from a grotesque abomination, only to find out that she was a witch with a hankering for human flesh. No one, and no thing here, is to be trusted under any circumstances, and to be quite honest, the longer I spend within the testing chamber, the more I can understand why. From what I understand, the only way out of this place is to find a sacred mirror of some sort. Without the mirror, our souls are forever lost in purgatory, doomed to endlessly wander these halls for eternity. Many come seeking answers. Few make it out alive. I've yet to see anyone survive here for longer than a day or two. I'm beginning to think that'll be no exception. Through constant exploration and a ruthless amount of digging, my studies have led me to the conclusion that this place was originally built to keep the souls of the damned from escaping their eternal prison. But whoever built this place wanted something good to come from their presence. Other wanderers I've spoken to believe that the souls who are trapped here are meant to offer wisdom and guidance based on the mistakes of their past lives. A veiled woman used to wander these halls until she was turned to stone, where she served as a caretaker and guiding light in the darkness for quite some time, before she crossed paths with one of the worst entities that roam these halls. Some claim that not everything here is evil. I'm not so sure about that. I was told that if I came here, I would gain the answers I sought. I don't even know if that's a possibility at this point. My skin has begun to rot off my bones, and I don't know how much longer I can last on this journey through what I can only describe as a living hell. To be quite honest with you, I don't even know if I'm still alive anymore. And if I am, I don't know how much longer that's meant to last. Signed, a Wanderer. Interesting. Close the book and carefully slide it back into its place on the bookshelf. A wooden grave marker tethered with rope sits before you. What do you want to do? Read it. Here rests gluttony. Some feel as though gluttony is a trait of the self-serving who disregard what actions may spell doom for others. Gluttony is also an escape from a reality that's consuming one from within. Clock. What's the clock saying? Cobwebs litter the case of the clock, making it difficult to read the position of the hands. The hands of the clock has stopped on 11:11. Make a wish! The books on the shelf appear to be covered in ash and soot. They look as though they've barely survived a fire at one point in time. One book in particular appears to be unburnt. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even look like it belongs with the others on this shelf. Let's read the book. You flip through pages of the mysterious unburnt book until stopping on a page covered in images of butterflies. There are various depictions of human-like figures morphing into small critters. Their arms and legs shrink, their torsos turn into smaller abdomens. Some of them even sprout wings, judging by the imagery. The book has a detailed passage about various things you might encounter in the testing chamber. It reads as follows. To the trapped souls who seek vindication and absolution, read on. If you believe that your soul has been wrongfully kept within the confines of the testing chamber, you may undergo the trials of wisdom in an attempt to free yourself from these halls and relinquish all captivity, severing the bonds that shackle you to this prison. One of the first steps in this process is finding the old hag that wanders these halls and paying a tribute to her of her choosing. Once the hag has agreed to assist you, she will bestow upon you a transmogrification spell, holy shit, which will turn you into a creature of your choosing. Many choose to become butterflies as it's easier to get around and you can make yourself more or less noticeable by sticking to the shadows, only venturing into the light when you deem it necessary. This also allows you to keep yourself out of range of threats from down below, as most of the entities that wander these halls do so by foot. Once the transmogrification has taken full effect, you must seek out a wanderer and offer your life to them. If the wanderer accepts, you must bestow upon them a blessing of knowledge that may aid them in their journey. If the watcher deems your blessing worthy of your freedom, then your soul shall be forever free from the testing chamber. Where your soul travels after this process is complete is still unknown, but one thing is for certain. No soul who has ever left these halls has ever returned. Signed, Alice! From the horoscope! I really hope that's what, I hope it's the same Alice. So, me taking the butterflies is a good thing. He's just trying to make me feel bad. The Watcher is trying to make me feel bad about it. You close the book and carefully slide it back into its place on the shelf. The wood used to build these shelves almost seems as though it were rotted before the shelves were actually constructed. The books themselves are not in much better condition. Shelves packed full of dusty old books line the walls of this room. None of these books seem to be written in a language you've seen before. Something doesn't feel right about the books that rest on the shelves before you. It's almost like they're not quite what they seem. Perhaps they're not even books at all. Come here, butterfly. One of its wings are pierced with a small metal object. You begin to pull apart the wings of the butterfly. How can you expect the world to change if you remain the same yourself? How many of these do you think you'll end up collecting, Wanderer? Do you think it will ever get old, hearing their brittle wings snap from their abdomen? There's the book. Here's the petal. Ash has fallen from the nearby brazier and dimmed the twinkling slightly. What would you like to do? Jet and grab it. She loves me not. Oh, another chest. She holds an old leather-bound book pressed tightly against her bosom. Others will always treat you in any which way you decide to let them. If you wish to be treated differently, then show them what behaviors you will and will not accept. Alright, let's do the book. Since that's what we're here for. Would you consider yourself to be a gambler? No. Would you consider yourself to be a confident individual? No. Would you consider yourself to be more or less independent? I'm getting there. Would you consider yourself to be attractive? No. If you can implant a microchip into your hand that would replace all handheld electronic devices that you currently use, your hand would act as a substitute for anything and everything you could need in that regard, would you do it? No. I like my hand as it is. Do you lie to people on a daily basis? No. Have you ever been afraid of suffocating? Yes, especially if I run into someone that's smoking weed, because if I don't get to my inhaler or EpiPen in time, I will stop breathing and go to the hospital. It's not fun. I don't like it. Have you ever been afraid of someone breaking into your home and harming your animals? Yeah. Screw me. You know, screw my belongings. It's my animals that I care about. Are you confident in your ability to defend yourself if needed? Yes. Would you fight against insurmountable odds in order to protect a stranger's life from others who sought to wrongfully do them harm? I'm going to say no. I mean, if I'm in a situation where I see someone getting jumped, I'm gonna do my best to help them out, but I'm not gonna be like Batman or anything, or Spider-Man. Would you consider yourself to be materialistic? No. Do your friends often share a similar set of morals and values to your own? Yes. It's why we're friends! Do your friends often share your same interests, dreams, and ambitions in life? Maybe have the same interests. If you can't beat them, join them. Do you agree with this expression? No. If you can't beat them, well, stay against them. Don't give up. Do you believe in the idea of soulmates? I do. You finish inking the journal, blah 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 blah. You know, I should have been taking note of what items I've taken from these chests. So let me serve. So far I've gotten from the chests the feather, which was dream. Bread, which was food, and I think that's all we've gotten. The relics. I think the relics are just, yeah, the relics are just collectibles. So this is the third chest. Offensive and defensive. I want to take defensive. So, you know what, yeah. Do defensive. What did we get? A shield. And I have a feeling if we chose offensive, we would have gotten an iron sword. You will live with your decision whether you like it or not, Wanderer. Okay, we chose the left door last time, so we're taking the right door. Paradise of the Damned. The bright sunlight burns your eyes and causes a brief but blinding headache. Out of the darkness into the light. Enjoy the warmth while it lasts. Your game's been saved. And on that, thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to leave it here because this is very intensive. This is... holy crap, this is long. So, leave a like and a comment down below, and If you've played this game, tell me what options you've taken. Tell me how you have developed character with the crystallized petals and the butterflies. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the next section of this is out. I hope y'all are having a great one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!